Greetings, Force fans. We are back, and we are getting closer to done on this bad boy. This is the Jedi Temple Guard helmet build that I'm doing for Nick. And yeah, we're to the weathering phase. So very pleased with how the gold came out. Really no touch-ups needed. Very good job taping. So those that were here for the taping, good job, y'all. Good job. So yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of weathering here. So I've got a mix. It's from a buddy that I work with, Mark. So Mark, thank you. I'm actually gonna finally use this mix now and see what we do with it. So this is a little weathering mix that he made up for me. So we're gonna basically be weathering. Let me get some gloves and let's get going. And this, as I understand it, this mix is basically just a watered down acrylic. Very, very powerful. So we'll see what we can do with it. Sound off if you're here, so I know you're here, and we can chit chat about what's going on. So let's start with the face portion. See what we got going on here. And really just gonna brush it off, brush it on, dab it off. You see just after one coating of that, how well that's weathered compared to the pristine white. It's just a good looking weathering. Grab some rubbing alcohol really quick. I'll be right back. Pro tip, let's say you take it a little bit too far with the weathering and you want to knock it back a little bit. Rubbing alcohol will do that. You want to be careful with it. That takes it right back. Take it right off if you need to, but it won't take it all off, but it will help that weathering process. So never feel like you've made a mistake and weathered it too much, because you can always take it back a little bit. this case, I'm thinking like that one pass is going to be perfect. Oh, there we go. Let's do the back now. And we're going to add some blaster marks and other things like such. Love that. One pass. One pass, and that sucker looks good. Very nice. So Mark, good job on this shit. This shit works wonders. All right, so do we have rub and buff? All right, so now let's go through and add some detail, marks, blasters, such, maybe some shading in here in places, but yeah. And I'm just going to use some acrylic, some standard acrylic for this, a gooder brush.
Some bitch.
I'm on live. So I'm just kind of coming through here and where there are some little chips and things, adding some brush marks, a little bit more of a realistic weather. What's up, Ike? How you doing, sir? I see, and this is just maybe saber sparks from the multiple lightsaber battles that they've had. It just adds to the look. Yep. Getting there. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. Okay, I want to do something special on the back end here. So I've got that little kind of divot. It was right there. And we want to turn that into a blaster mark, a good blaster mark. Maybe a lightsaber mark, I don't know. I'm going to start with a little bit of rub and buff straight down the center of it. With a bit of a silver tinge in there. So you can kind of see now it's got that bit of silver in the center. And then we're going to come through and give it a nice little blaster mark around the outside, dry brushing some acrylic black. I basically get black on the brush and then get as much of it off as I can. And we get something like that. Yeah, dry brushing here with this, and then with the rub and buff, I just use an old brush and put it on there. It's really more of a wax than a paint. You just kind of want to rub it in there. But yeah, see, that looks like something happened to that. It doesn't look like it was just a mistake. So little things like that can make a big difference on these things. But I gotta say, I really dig the way this helmet is coming out. And get a little more rub and buff to some of these marks on here as well. I think that added kind of chrome look in the center there just really sells these. Just putting a little bit on there and kind of spreading it out with my fingers. So little subtle differences, but man, that makes a difference. It really makes a difference. All right, so now what? Now I feel like it's time to just kind of sit on this and ignore it for a little bit, and then come back and look at it again, see what I feel like. Because that tends to be how I kind of judge these things. You want to go away from it for a little while, and then come back and take a look at it and see what you think. All right, so that'll probably be it for this live today. Let me give you guys one final look at this finished piece, or mostly finished piece. Come back again, take a look at it and see if I feel like there needs to be any additions, subtractions to it. But yeah, that is starting to come around. So gloss clear coat on top of this if I'm happy with the finished product. And then we're ready to ship this bad boy off to him. So Jedi Temple Guard mask, looking good, looking good. And I didn't talk about it, but excited, one day away from Andor. I think I'm gonna binge watch season 1 today and tomorrow with my wife. Got to trick her into it. So, all right, y'all. Thanks for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, I'm Darth Rage. This is Darth Rage Reviews, your source for the Force.